You caught me again. I'm in another studio, my sculpture studio. You didn't know that I was doing sculpture also, eh? I'm a sneaky guy. Well, I must say to you one thing. Sculpture has always been my first passion. Painting, it came later. Something about three-dimensional form, which I was much more attracted to since I was perhaps 16 years old. Can you imagine so far back? I don't know if you can. You were not born at that point. Let me go on here. So, since the painting class must be held back a little bit time because our foundation painting, our background, is now drying. It must dry before we can move to the next point with the shadows and more detail. But we'll catch up with that later on. So I thought maybe we'll fill it in with a quick course in carving stone. We are in my studio, as I said, and I have this piece of stone here. It's a very nice piece of alabaster from Italy, from Voltaire, Italy, where I get most of my stones. I work figuratively and abstractly. Of course, just as I said, painting is an abstract profession anyway, because you're trying to create an illusion in figurative painting of having a depth of field, having 3 dimensions, and trying to trick the eye into believing you are looking at something that is actually real, when it is not. I mean, this is a fool's game, no? I think so. It's very difficult, no? Not really, you're finding this out. So, now, let me proceed with this. Classical sculpture done figuratively, they always make a model first. A model to work from. Just like I have the photograph for the painting, I'm working for that. That is my model. That is my one-dimensional model that I'm transferring to the blank canvas with the grid system. Remember the grid system? You were there, I was there, I remember you were there. So thank you for that. So now, let's proceed. This piece of alabaster is a very nice man. He sees things in it that after many times, I have been here for a long time with this piece. We are very familiar with each other, but I did not dare, am I talking too fast? Okay, I can slow down a little bit, tell me. Okay, I slow down. Now, this piece of alabaster is a very old man. Perhaps he is 300 million years old. So I must have some respect, no? Would you respect me? I am only 71, no? So he is 300 million years old and maybe even older. Okay. So I've been looking at him, I've been passing by, I come out to my garden and I say, oh, what are you doing today? Huh? You haven't changed in 300 million years, have you? It never changes. So, what we're going to do now is I look at him and I say, you know, I'm looking this way, I'm looking that way, I'm turning him upside down, I'm doing all kinds of terrible things with this poor guy, eh? He doesn't like that, he was never moving around before, but now I'm tossing around and I'm even thinking about sticking some kind of chisel into him. I haven't told him that yet, okay? So that's okay. This process of carving, of course, we must be friends first, okay? I must understand him, he must understand me. This is simple, no? This is just like life, no? It's exactly like life. So, it is a collaboration, okay? So now, let me go forward with this. I don't want to be insensitive to him because anything could happen. Now my method, okay, I carve directly. I do not make drawings, sketches, designs. I carve directly. How do you say that anyway, I go right forth. Okay. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I let the chisel and the stone determine what is going to happen. As I said, we are collaborating with each other. It's as simple as that. Now, in this, maybe I see a face, maybe I see a figure, maybe I go completely abstract, just with form, pure form, okay? So, let's get started. I'll show you the tools and how one goes forward. Number one, and my beautiful carving stand here. When you have a piece of stone you don't want it to move, so you take some rags, old rags, things that you don't want anymore, you're going to throw out like that anyway, so who cares, right? You put it underneath like this. This prevents the stone, it prevents the stone from moving too much, right? Now, carving, this is a simple thing. What do you need to carve? I am a fool, you need a hammer, right? If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, all over this way. You know that old song, Peter, Mary, and whoever his name was. So, we have the hammer here. That is one hammer. I have this. This is a lovely little thing. This is called a Portuguese mallet. I guess the Italians and the French don't use it. I found it in Italy, but somehow they didn't have an Italian mallet. Can you believe this? So, it's a beautiful little tool, and basically this is used when you get down to the finishing part of sculpture, or when you think you're finishing off. Okay, so we see we have that. We begin these tools. This, you look very closely, has a very sharp point on it, no? Okay, it's a nice little tool. This is called a pointing tool. Pointing tool. Pointing tool. Pointing tool is where you begin to rough out your shape, your form. And I'm looking, I'm saying, okay, what am I, okay, like maybe I stopped here, maybe. Oh, that sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Now, you must remember this, as in all things, in order to be successful, okay, you must empty yourself. You must empty yourself. Okay? Imagine this. There's a vase. It is filled with flowers and water. Okay? You have this image in your mind. Vase filled with water and flowers. Flowers are very beautiful. You think they're very beautiful. Now, how do we empty the vase? Not so easy, eh? Because you don't want to look throwing that beautiful flowers away, right? So, first, you take the flowers out. This takes courage, of course. You put them on the side. Then you empty out the water. What do you have? You have an empty vase. The same thing goes for you. You must empty this. Empty this. You become the empty vase. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, you cannot proceed in a natural manner to let the stone collaborating with you to be what it wants to be, to expose what is underneath all of this. Huh? He knows it, I know it, but we don't know what's going to happen. But we're going to take a chance. So let me show you a few little moves. Yep. Okay. We're carving, we're finding some direction. Huh? Wow, see, everything moves with a direction with the chisel. You follow that. Yeah. Now sometimes there are veins. You gotta be a little careful, a vein here, vein there, so you get rid of them, because later on when you get too close, you might knock his nose off if you make a face. So, that's what you do. You go comme ça, and you go form, you keep taking off, you're always removing. Unlike painting, you're always adding. This is the opposite, no? That's pretty simple, no? We take off until we get to a certain point. We say, voila, this is it. Look what I have done. Now, I must get to the finishing. So, this is the pointing tool. This is where we begin. And what I see here, I'm coming out with a nose. I see two eyes over here. And perhaps, because I like to work 360 degrees, okay? I like to see maybe in the back there's a form, a human form, an animal. Who knows what's going to happen? But first, I must get a feel for the stone, what it can do, what it can't do. It's a collaboration. I can't force him to do something he doesn't want to do. You want to force me to do something I don't want to do? Good luck, huh? Okay, so we continue a little more. Now I'm getting into it. I don't think I can stop. So, for the demonstration, I will stop there with the pointing tool, a beginning tool. Okay? Now, This is another tool. I put it up very close to you. You can see it's a very pretty little tool. This is called the claw. I call it a claw, okay? So, now, secondly, we go with the claw. And this is a very nice tool. Hey, look at this. This is very easy. And may I point out that I also work in marble, right? This is a piece of alabaster, as I said. Alabaster is a much softer stone, but it is being more delicate when you are carving it and finishing, particularly when you finish, you can scratch the surface with your nail, you know? So you must be very careful. Marble is much tougher when you finish it, okay? Much harder to carve, but the finishing is easier. Easier to carve, eh? Finishing difficult. We'll get down the line. So, this is, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing like a lion's face, a beautiful lion's face, or some kind of cat. Maybe because I have a cat, eh? My cat's name is Johnny, by the way. Okay, so, as if you care. So now we get down to it. Once we have gotten it all roughed out to the form, we have a finishing tool. You'll notice this has a very flat surface. Oh my God, the Catholics are after me again. The bell is ringing, oh my God. They want me to go to confession. Good luck to you. I confess nothing. I've done nothing wrong, right? You know that, I know that, they don't know that. Okay, so this is the finishing tool. This makes the surface, makes the surface very, very smooth. Because after that, you're going to be sanding, water, sanding, finish things. Oh, it takes forever. So let's continue here with this interruption. It makes a nice smooth surface. Yes, it's beautiful. I love this alabaster. It's so easy to work with, It's only when you get to the end that it is unforgiving. So I have to treat him really nice from the very beginning, so we understand, you know, I treat you well, you treat me well. I start out like a brute, horrible man, and I finish like a very nice, I'm taking care of you, you took care of me, okay? So, I think at this point the demonstration has been very successful. I think knowing how smart you people are from the painting class, I have received many compliments on it, and they're saying, oh, go ahead, Dejan, you're doing very well, we like it very much. So, I do appreciate that. And so, you know, I had a little idea here. I said to myself, right now, I'm going to have Pierre, I will drop out for a moment. Pierre would like to show you some of the work in my studio here to give you an idea of what we do. And after that, here you go. It's a big surprise, very big surprise. I'm getting a little bit hungry. Pierre's a little bit hungry. Huh? We're going to go in the kitchen. We're going to make some beautiful dish of spaghetti alla cacca, an Italian dish my wife taught me many years ago. So, I give you my assistant Pierre, and he will show you the finish some of this work.